I mean, we don't know who did this shooting, by the way, the Super Bowl shooting.
We have some idea.
What?
If it were a white man shooting, we'd know.
Well, we don't know, but they haven't.
That's how we know it's not a white man. I can tell you that much.
Ann Coulter went on Bill Maher's own show and absolutely annihilated him here live on Real Time with Bill Maher. Things got pretty heated between Ann Coulter and the rest of the guests, including Bill Maher himself. And this always blows my mind whenever Ann Coulter makes these woke idiots lose it, like Bill Maher and like the other people on this panel, because all Ann Coulter is saying is just the most common sense things, and their brains just can't even fathom that these would be common sense to these sorts of people. And Ann Coulter just absolutely dismantles this entire panel here live on Real Time with Bill Maher. Let's get into this clip here. This tweet here from Eric Abinante. Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce your name, but Ann Coulter stuns the Bill Maher crowd with a simple, if it were a white male shooting, we'd know. Maher, we don't know who did this shooting, this Super Bowl shooting. Coulter, if it were a white man, we'd know. Maher, you think they're repressing the reporting? Coulter, they wouldn't tell us about the trans woman who shot up the other thing. San Bernardino out there. Remember the crazy terrorist? I don't want to say too many of those words because they're going to be said in 1 second here. But that's when I noticed they're not telling us who it is. It's not a white male. The longer they go without telling you, it's not a white male. We don't officially know, you have superpowers when common sense becomes superpowers in a liberal world, says Eric. So let's check out this clip here. And we also have another clip of Ann Coulter just annihilating Bill Maher and just stunning his audience. So let's check this out here from Ann Coulter and Bill Maher.
I mean, we don't know who did this shooting, by the way, the Super Bowl shooting.
We have some idea.
What?
If it were a white man shooting, we'd know.
Well, we don't know, but they haven't.
That's how we know it's not a white man. I can tell you that much.
But you think they're repressing that reporting?
They wouldn't tell us about the transgender woman that shot up the Christian school for what, like a year? San Bernardino out here. Remember the crazy terrorist Muslims? That's when I first noticed, they're not telling us who it is. It's not a white male. The longer they go without telling you, it's not a white male.
Okay, well, for this one, for right now, as of Friday night, February 16th.
We know.
We don't officially know. Okay, you have special powers. But
when common sense becomes superpowers in liberal world, as Bill Maher says, Ann Coulter has special powers because she knows common sense. And the guy, you can tell the guy next to her, I don't know who this is, so I don't mean to be disrespectful, but you can tell this guy next to her was not too happy with the things that she was saying. He was pretty pissed off. Let's check out some of the replies. And like I said, we do have another clip to go over from the same show where, Ann Coulter just absolutely went off on Bill Maher. And you can tell the audience is like completely silent while she's saying that stuff. Like a lot of times when somebody would say something that goes contrary, like obviously contrary to what Bill Maher would say, you'd hear some gasp or some chatter going on in the audience. But in that case, like there was just nothing. It was dead silence. And then Bill Maher had to break the tension with a joke saying that, Ann Coulter has superpowers. Maher is a Zionist shill. Don't want to go too much into that. It's two black juvenile gangbangers there. Do we need to post the arrest again? Yeah, I'm pretty sure, we kind of know who they were at this point. Ann Coulter is right about this. Everyone knows it. Literally everyone. Anyone with common sense out there. I don't care if you're left, right, white, black. We all know that they try to suppress whenever it's certain skin tones that do the crimes and the shootings and certain, sexualities or whatever the hell, sexual identities or whatever, whenever they do the shootings, then they're suppressed. But whenever it's white male, we know instantly the identity of the person. And like I said, we also have this other clip of Bill Maher, Van Jones, I guess is this guy's name, and Ann Coulter on the border crisis. And Ann Coulter once again goes in on Bill Maher and stuns his audience. Let's check out this clip here from the Late Night with Bill Maher.
It would also allow, I would imagine, that sanctuary cities, the hypocrisy was exposed there, because when they started to send the immigrants to those cities.
Never mind.
Chicago.
Sure, New York, sure.
Some of the most liberal people are like, oh, this doesn't work for us.
Listen, you're right on that. But let me just say something here. People have been coming here and gaming our system. That is true. It's like somebody figured out a quasi-legal way to jump the turnstiles into the subway, and suddenly now the subway is full of people who didn't pay. That's what's going on at the border. People are jumping the turnstile, and you need to fix that. But to say that Joe Biden could do it unilaterally is just not, in fact, true. There are things he can do, but our asylum laws were passed by Congress. They were signed by the president. The courts have ruled. There is a chance to change it. I would love to see a smarter, better asylum process. I'd love the 6 months. I don't want people, waiting in vain with no ability to work. We could fix it. But here's the thing. Democrats gave up almost everything we care about to get something done, and Republicans slammed the door in our face. It is now the Republicans.
No, I said that's why I think this guy won this race.
We need no
I think people
new
get
laws.
that.
And if I could
not
just
true.
correct, and now, obviously other Congresses have said the president can stop illegals coming in, but I do want to correct one, Kennard, because this is a big argument on the pro-open border side, and that is that the economy is better, the GDP goes up because we have more. No, that's because there are more people. That doesn't help us here. So, for example, say I move into your guest room. I will be contributing nothing. Your cable bill is going to go up. Your water bill is going to go up. Your heating bill is going to go up. But the GDP of your household is going to go way up because that's all an economy is, more people. So immigrants coming in and taking healthcare services, food services, welfare, buying things, even if it isn't much, that drives the economy up. That doesn't help the people already here. It's bad for you.
There are
it's
winners.
Good for Ann.
Well, like any big issue, there's winners and losers. It's true. The people who are just above immigrants on the economic scale, they always get fucked when immigrants come into the country. But that's
no, everybody, all taxpayers.
Not
do.
everybody.
It's based. I mean, what Ann Coulter is saying there is based. And you could tell Bill Maher, he's kind of like on the fence on this one. He's probably starting to wake up. Like Bill Maher has been starting to wake up for a while now. He's not, I mean, he definitely is like, he's definitely a leftist still. But he's not like a super insufferable leftist like he used to be back in like 2020, 2021 time. He was just like, you couldn't even listen to the guy. You already knew what was going to come out of his mouth before it ever did. It was just like, he didn't have the latest software update yet. Now he seems to be updating his software more frequently. He's still a bot though. And what Ann Coulter is saying there, I mean, it's based. That's like in my last video, or maybe it's the video that I'm posting later today, whatever it is, when I talked about Joe Rogan going off on the woke cult. There's people, Joe Rogan's talking about how bad of a job Joe Biden is doing. And I talk about it on my channel. And if I didn't run this channel, I would not believe that people out there still think Joe Biden is doing a good job running this country. I would not believe it if you told me that there was actually people, real humans out there who think that. But I run this YouTube channel and I get comments every single day saying Joe Biden is doing a great job. Look at the economy. And it's because there's tons of people coming through the border for absolutely free. They're letting them in on purpose. And it's to drive up the GDP so people can say, look how good the economy is doing. People can comment on my YouTube channel saying, Joe Biden, by all major metrics, Joe Biden is doing a great job. He's crushing his presidency. Like, no, he's not. By all major metrics, by that, you mean like the GDP. That's it. And he's creating jobs, air quotes. Like that's all he's like, that's all you can claim that he's doing. And what Ann Coulter says right there kind of dispels the whole economy doing well thing. It's because you're letting all these illegal immigrants into our country for free with no checks. Like they're just coming in droves. And that's why you can claim that Joe Biden is doing a great job with the country. Let me know if I'm wrong on that. Let me know if you disagree that Joe Biden is actually crushing his presidency like so many people comment on my YouTube channel. I can't believe that there's actual humans out there that believe that, but I'm sure, Bill Maher told Patrick Bet-David in their interview that he thinks Joe Biden is doing a great job and that he would vote for Joe Biden again. Like there's real people out there, there's a lot of YouTubers, Destiny out there thinks Joe Biden's doing a great job. But, I like this conversation between Bill Maher, Van Jones, and Coulter. You could tell that Bill Maher is starting to wake up at least a little bit. He's definitely not woken up. He's not on Joe Rogan's level or anything, but he definitely is starting to wake up. And it's always good whenever people who have major voices on the other side, on the side of darkness, start to wake up a little bit and come to the light, because then hopefully they can wake some other people up who follow them. But let me know in the comments, like, what do you think of these Bill Maher clips? Do you think, Ann Coulter was right? Do you think Bill Maher was right? Obviously, I think most of you are going to agree that Ann Coulter was right here. These are some things that you just can't say in liberal world. And whenever we're allowed out here to actually have common sense and have discussions, then common sense becomes literal superpowers in Bill Maher and liberal world. So let me know in the comments what you thought about these clips. If you did enjoy the video, please leave a like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I hope to see you guys on the next one.